Hey everyone, I'm Anna, and welcome back to California Divorce 101. This is episode 10 of our series, where we cut through legal jargon and get real about family law. If you've missed any of our earlier episodes, be sure to check them out. You won't want to miss the valuable insights we've shared so far. Before we begin, here is an important disclaimer. All content was researched, drafted, and produced by the attorneys and supporting team members at Maradi Newfer. The voices and audio delivery are powered by Gen AI. This podcast is for informational purposes only. If you need legal advice tailored to your specific situation, consult a qualified family law attorney. Today's topic is one that makes a lot of people, honestly, anxious. It's child support, but not just any child support. What happens when you're earning really well and suddenly the court tells you, hey, here's what you should be paying in child support, but that number feels off, like wildly off. Sound familiar? You're not alone. And that's why I'm so excited to have Kate with us again today. Kate, welcome.
Thanks, Anna. I'm excited to be part of today's discussion. This is such an important topic, and I have been looking forward to digging into it.
So recently, I read an article about the high income earner exception in California, and I was wondering if a lot of people want to know about this topic.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of those topics that keeps people up at night, especially clients who've worked incredibly hard to build their careers and unfortunately find themselves going through a divorce. What's worse is sometimes they're hit with a child support number that feels like it makes no sense, or in some cases, isn't even affordable.
And it's not like people don't want to support their child, right? They just want to pay an amount that makes sense.
Right? I always tell clients it's not about avoiding your responsibility. It's about making sure the support amount reflects your child's actual needs, not some one-size-fits-all formula that wasn't designed for someone in your financial bracket.
Okay, let's break it down. For anyone new to this, how does California typically calculate child support?
California uses a formula. It's called the guideline calculation. It considers both parents' incomes, how much time each parent spends with the child, and a few other inputs. Now, for most families, it works fine. It creates consistency. But if you're a high earner, especially in the 7 figures or more, that formula can generate a number that can be well beyond what is needed to support your kids. Some people look at the number and say, wait, that's what I pay in rent along with the mortgage on our house combined. And they're not exaggerating.
I can hardly imagine what kind of stress that can cause. So what happens then? Is there any relief?
Yes, there is. It's called the high income earner exception. To help folks who haven't heard of this before, it's a provision under California Family Code that basically says if the usual formula would be unjust or inappropriate due to one parent's extraordinarily high income, then the court can adjust the number. I have to insert a big but here because it's not automatic. The court doesn't just look at your W-2 and say, let's cut you some slack.
So what do they look for? Like what makes someone qualify?
There's no magical income threshold written in the law. Most of the time, you would think this would apply to CEOs, venture capitalists, and pro athletes. But there are very well-compensated people that aren't making CEO money who this would still apply to. So what's important is that the court looks at whether the child actually needs the amount the guideline spits out. And here, we're not talking about luxury vacations or 3 nannies. The court is trying to prevent what's called a windfall, where the support amount is way beyond what's needed for the child's health, education, and welfare.
It's interesting you use the word windfall. It really paints a picture like when someone inherits a large amount of money from a relative, and that's not what's happening here. So let me ask you this. How does someone actually prove the support amount is too high?
Great question. This is where preparation matters. You need to bring tax returns, pay stubs, K-1, stock options, everything that shows the full picture of your income. Then document your child's actual expenses, school, extracurriculars, medical costs, housing, clothing, even food. And what's really effective is a side-by-side comparison, like, here's the guideline number, and here's what my child actually needs per month. Judges appreciate that. It tells a clear, logical story without the emotions clouding it.
But is emotional, right? I mean, you've got parents who feel like they're being punished just for being successful.
Absolutely, Anna. It's incredibly emotional. And it's not lost on me. Many clients feel shocked, even hurt. They're thinking, I've done the right thing, worked hard, and now it feels like I'm being painted as the bad guy. That's why you need an attorney who can balance those feelings with solid legal strategy. Someone who keeps the child's best interest front and center, but also makes sure your rights and your reality are respected.
So, speaking of changing realities, what happens if things change down the line? Like income goes up or down, or the child's needs shift?
Now that's an important point. Child support orders can be modified. If there's a substantial change in circumstances, income changed, custody schedules shift, or the child's expenses grow or shrink, you can request changes to the appropriate amount. But until the court grants that change, the existing order stands. So acting quickly is key.
Okay, I know we're almost out of time, but one more thing. What's the biggest mistake you see people make in these situations?
Assuming the judge will just get it, that's a mistake. The court doesn't know your story unless you tell it, and you have to tell it with evidence. Don't rely on emotion alone. Build the case. Show the numbers. Be proactive. And get an attorney who knows how to handle high-income family law cases in California.
Kate, this has been incredibly helpful. I know there are parents out there right now feeling more confident about how they can handle their own child support situations. Thank you for breaking this down and for doing it with so much clarity and compassion.
It's my pleasure. And for anyone navigating this, don't do it alone. It's complex, but there's a path forward. You just need the right tools and the right team.
And that's a wrap for today's discussion. If you like this episode, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And check out more resources from Marathi Nufer at CaliforniaFamilyLawGroup.com. Until next time, stay informed and stay empowered.